Okay, good morning everybody. My name is Stacy Benedict. I'm your Vice President of E-commerce and Marketing for Berkshire Hathaway HomeServices Florida Realty. And thank you for joining us today. In the next 30 to 45 minutes, we will provide a general review of our marketing tools and resources and how to find them, as well as offer suggestions on how to apply them to your daily marketing strategies and also share anything new. This is not a training event. If you would like to discuss any topics more in depth, please see your branch office manager. You can always sign up for learning sessions on floridarealtytraining.com or through the Learn Center resource at dhhsresource.com. This session this morning will be recorded and made available to you on our YouTube channel, usually by the end of today or on Monday. A little bit about the company. We currently have over 1,800 sales professionals throughout our 42 locations, serving 19 counties in Florida. And I'm thrilled and honored to have with us today some of our sales professionals from our newly acquired office in Melbourne. So thank you so much for joining us today. Our Vero Beach associates are no longer the new kids on the block, but we welcome everybody from around the state. And speaking of that, we speak over 32 languages throughout our sales professionals. In all of our offices. So if you happen to be working with a customer that you may need a little assistance communicating with, you can always ask and find out who else speaks their language, and I'm sure they would be happy to assist you in communicating with your customers if needed. We're proud to be part of the Berkshire Hathaway HomeServices network, which currently now includes over 42,000 sales professionals throughout the country, covering over 1,200 offices in 47 states. Berkshire Hathaway is the fastest growing real estate network ever, and we're very proud to be part of that organization. A little bit about Berkshire Hathaway Inc. is, according to Forbes Global 2000 list, Berkshire Hathaway is the 5th largest public company in the world. The current price of the company's A-share stock as of yesterday was $215,655 per share, with a market cap of over $352 billion. Yes, that's with a B, billion. And Berkshire employs 378,000 people and owns more than 55 companies, including some of the companies that you see on the slide right here, which I'm sure most of you are all familiar with: Fruit of the Loom, Dairy Queen, Pampered Chef, Heinz Ketchup, See's Candy, NetJets, Geico, and proudly Berkshire Hathaway HomeServices. And we share this information with you so that you can share it with your customers and communicate to them why they want to do business with you, why they should do business with you, and because you, along with your company that stands behind you, evokes trust, stability, and longevity. Berkshire Hathaway is a global brand. According to Fortune magazine, in 2015, Berkshire Hathaway was ranked number 3 as the world's most admired companies. According to Barron's, they were number 3 in the world's most respected companies, and Forbes listed Berkshire Hathaway and ranked them number 5 among the world's largest public companies, that as I had previously mentioned. So with that, the information that I just shared with you, we created a new marketing flyer upon your request that are now available on our intranet under Market Your Listings in the listing presentation materials. So if you wanted to use that as part of your presentation when you're speaking with a seller or your customers, you can now download that PDF that is available on our intranet. We also created a new flyer called the Top 50 Companies. We were recently ranked among the top 50 companies in the United States by RIS Media's Top 500 Power Broker Report for 2016, and we're proud to be among those top 50 companies. So that flyer is also now available on our intranet in that same location. We are also celebrating 17 years this year, and this flyer is also available on our intranet, and it talks about our company and who we are, just in one-page bullet point format that you may want to have as part of your marketing presentation, whether you're speaking with buyers or sellers or other vendors that you do business with. A little bit about Berkshire Hathaway HomeServices and the national brand awareness that the franchise brings to us is that they position themselves throughout all of these magazines, well-known magazines, such as the DuPont Registry, the Robb Report, Unique Homes, and Berkshire Hathaway's own luxury magazine, Prestige, which is published in connection with Unique Homes and the DuPont Registry. Among all of their full-page ads, their circulation is over 1.8 million viewers. I hope that you have an opportunity to visit BerkshireHathawayHS.com. This is the national website for all of the Berkshire Hathaway affiliates throughout the country. And this website will not only list you and connect you with your listings, but it also has lists all of the listings from among all of the Berkshire Hathaway offices throughout the country, as well as all the IDX properties that we share in those service areas. What you want to do is go to BerkshireHathawayHS.com and find you. Make sure that you're listed in the right office, that your photo is there, and that if you have any active listings, that they show up as well. On a side note, for our new sales professionals in our Melbourne office, we will have you up and running within the next couple of weeks, and Caprice will notify you when you'll be listed on the national website as well as your listings, so you can start advertising that as well. So why it's very important that if you do have listings and you do show up and you do want to check, and you can do that by going to the national website, looking for you, check to see that you have that View My Listings tab if you have active listings, because that will connect you with all of your active listings that you have in your MLS. And that's important for a couple of reasons. Number one, you want to share that with your sellers. But number two, you can quickly and easily find your listing at BerkshireHathawayHS.com/MLS number. It works for any MLS property that we have in any of our service areas. And you want to be proactive about that. So whenever you take a listing and you put it in the MLS, if I were you, I would send this link directly to your seller once you know the property is online, and it should only take a day from you entering it into the MLS. So I would send them this link. Mr. and Mrs. Seller, check out your property at BerkshireHathawayHS.com/MLS number, and encourage them to share this property, their property, with all of their friends on their social media networks. I encourage you to do the same as well. Make it part of your listing checklist. So whenever you take a listing, find the property on the national website, click the share button, and share it on your social media. I don't know if you've ever noticed before, but on the properties, right above the photos of the properties, there's links to the virtual tour, larger photos, and then a bird's eye view. So if you click on it, it shows you a bird's eye view of the property as well. This is a nice feature that you can share with your sellers whenever you're on that listing appointment. And again, one of the reasons you want to make sure that you check that you do have that View My Listings tab, on the national website is because Berkshire Hathaway HomeServices feeds listings to both Zillow, with you listed as the listing agent, as well as Trulia, with you listed as the listing agent. But what you want to do initially is go to Zillow and make sure that your profile on Zillow is current and up to date. Make sure it has your photo, and make sure it has your cell phone number and your email address, because people do search on the top 3 websites for real estate. They search Realtor.com, they do search on Zillow, and they do search on Trulia. So you want to be listed and connected with those opportunities. So make sure your profile is current and up to date. And you only have to make sure your profile is current on Zillow, because Zillow now owns Trulia, and the profile will filter over to Trulia from your Zillow account. Berkshire Hathaway National also feeds all of our listings to thewallstreetjournal.com. So you are listed on here as well, a great thing to share with your sellers. And for any of the properties that you may have listed that are $1 million or above, those listings are now also featured on mansionglobal.com, which is Wall Street Journal's fabulous high-end website. So again, automatically this all happens, but you want to make sure initially that that View My Listings tab is set up if you currently have active listings. Again, this is great information for you to share with your sellers whenever you're on a listing appointment. Berkshire Hathaway HomeServices has a strong social media footprint. So I highly encourage you to like, to friend, and follow all of the social media, Facebook, Twitter, Pinterest, YouTube, that Berkshire Hathaway has to offer. The easiest way to do that is to go to the national website, BerkshireHathawayHS.com, and at the bottom right-hand corner, you can connect to all of the national brands' social media networks. And that's what it looks like. On a side note, we tweet about all of our new listings from a company standpoint. We proudly do that, and we get more followers by all of the listings that we tweet. So you want to talk about this again with your sales professionals. So, excuse me, you want to share this information with your seller. Sorry, I was checking the questions on the right-hand side. Sorry about that. And I'll pause for questions throughout the presentation. So if you give me a minute, I just want to follow up on anything. And it looks like we're all good. So again, we tweet all of our new listings, something to share with your seller when you're on a listing appointment too. This is brand new company website that we're getting ready to roll out next week. We're super excited about it. It's going to be a totally responsive, mobile responsive design. This is the very first look of it, so I just wanted to share that with you as well, because just as how we encourage you to connect with the national brand social media, we also encourage you to do the same from a company standpoint. And the way that you find access to our social media is go to our company website at bhhsfloridarealty.com, and on the bottom corner you'll find connections to our Facebook, our Twitter, and our YouTube channels. Berkshire Hathaway HomeServices Florida Realty proudly partners with Realtor.com. We showcase all of our listings, and as a Prima agent, you are listed as the contact on all of your listings. With the showcase listings, we highlight them on Realtor.com, which is still the #1 website, most trusted website for real estate in the world. And this is important to share with your sellers as well. As a Prima agent, you can enhance your listings by adding additional details, enhanced messages, a video tour if you wanted to do that, a headline banner, something to really make your listing and property stand out among the other listings that you're competing with in the area. We also partner with Wiki Realty. This is, we've done this probably about a little over a year and a half, and we're proud to be one of the first people to partner with Wiki Realty. Every night we send them a direct feed of all of our listings. I highly encourage you, if you haven't done so already, to go to wikirealty.com and create your free profile so that you can connect with all of your listings and start talking about your listings or your communities or your farm area on the Wiki Realty platform. We host a webinar specifically for all of our sales professionals every single month. The next Wiki Realty webinar is next Wednesday, May 11th from 2 to 2:45. And you can register for the session at floridarealtytraining.com. One of the biggest reasons of why you may want to set up your free profile and start blogging about your communities and your listings is that Google loves hyper-local content. Only you, as the realtor, as the professional for your area, know that information and can provide that information to the consumer. It's a lot more in-depth than just data that they get from fields in the listing feeds. So I highly encourage you to participate. On a side note, if you're having difficulty hearing me, you may want to call in with your telephone instead of maybe using your computer speakers. You may be able to hear me a little bit better. We also partner with worldpropertyjournal.com. And worldpropertyjournal.com is currently the #1 ranked global real estate news site in the world today by Google. And every night we give them a feed of all of our listings as well. So again, whenever you're talking to your sellers of why they should list with you, not only because we partner with Wiki Realty and you can speak to that community, but all of our listings appear on World Property Journal as well. We also partner with IMLS.com. The IMLS is a global portal with more than 1 million listings in 60 countries throughout the world. All of your listings are on the IMLS.com. So when you're speaking with your sellers, you can tell them not only do you enter their listing into the MLS, but you also feature it on the international MLS as well. If you're having trouble, again, hearing me, whenever you log into the webinar, there's a control panel on the upper corner of your screen. You can just click on the telephone option in the audio portion of your control panel, and there should be a dial-in number and an access code. So I'll wait just a few seconds while we have people connect. The telephone number is also accessible from the email reminder that once you registered for the webinar, it should be included in that email as well. And keep in mind, we are going to record this session, so if you wanted to view it at your leisure afterwards, we'll make sure that you have the link to be able to access it, but it is also featured on our YouTube channel. Back to our company website again, it's bhhsfloridarealty.com. People can do a property search where all of your listings will appear, but all of our realtors appear on this site as well. To easily find your listings very quickly and to check to make sure that your listings are appearing correctly, you can always find them at bhhsfloridarealty.com/MLS number. And as a Prima member, you can always access your listings directly from your Prima web address, .com/MLS number. And just I wanted to point out, because this was a question that came up earlier, if you're trying to find your listings by the direct, we call it the direct listing URL, you would put it in the address bar at the top of your search engine as it appears in the bubble on the screen. http://bhhsfloridarealty.com/MLS number, and the MLS number is interchangeable for whatever MLS property you're trying to locate. That's the address bar. You would not put it in the Google search bar. You would put it in the address bar. Like I had mentioned, it not only works that way for the company site, but for the national website and your Prima agent website as well. This is what we call our path of a listing. This is a great demonstration of where all of our listings appear once you put them in the MLS. This is a really nice piece to have whenever you're speaking with your sellers on a listing appointment, because they're going to ask you what happens to their property after it goes into the MLS. It appears on all of these websites, and there's over 1,000 of them that you can share with your sellers. We have all this information available on our intranet. Our intranet is available for all of our sales professionals throughout our 42 locations throughout the state at FloridaRealtyIntranet.com. The company username is Florida Realty, all lowercase, but the password is unique for your office, and it is your 75 number. And if you don't have what that number is, you can always ask your branch office manager or your branch office administrator, and they're happy to give that to you. Our intranet is also mobile enabled, so if you needed a document on the go and you had access to your tablet or smartphone, you could always access it on your smartphone or tablet as well. We have all of our marketing materials, like I had mentioned, on our intranet under the Market Your Listings tab. We have our home selling proposal, path of a listing, all of those new documents that I had shared with you earlier as well. We also have our home selling guide as a digital magazine available to you at FloridaRealtyMarketingProposal.com. We're also proud to partner with the DuPont Registry as part of our Luxury Collection of Florida marketing program. Our standalone in-house magazine is now 44 pages and has all of our listings that are part of our marketing program inserted directly into our magazine, which copies are available in all of our offices, but it's also inserted into the DuPont registry as well. You can find our latest collection on luxurycollectionofflorida.com. All of our logos and marketing materials for our collection can also be found on FloridaRealtyInternet.com under the Luxury Collection of Florida marketing materials. One of the questions that I have is, are the new documents on Toolkit CMA? Thank you for that. They are not currently on Toolkit CMA. They were just created, so I'll make sure that they get that up there within the next week or so. Thanks for your question. We also have a Luxury Collection of Florida Marketing Review webinar coming up on May 20th from 11 to 11:30, where Michelle Serrano, who is our Luxury Collection of Florida Marketing Manager, she will review the processes and information whenever you have an opportunity for a property to be part of our Luxury Collection of Florida magazine. And she will share with you the application process, what it happens, expectations, the photography, and everywhere where the property will appear from a luxury standpoint. That is a recorded session, and it is currently available on our YouTube channel as well. So if you didn't want to wait until May 20th, you're more than welcome to review it at your leisure from our YouTube channel, and it is our Luxury Collection of Florida Marketing Review. We host that every other month, and like I had mentioned, the next one is May 20th. We also have a link to all of our preferred service partners from our intranet. And one of our preferred service vendors is Paradigm, which was previously Visual Tour. Every night we give Paradigm a feed of all of our listings where they automatically create a tour for your property with you as the contact in your account, and there's no extra work for you. As long as there's at least 6 photos in the MLS, a tour will automatically be created for you, and you'll get an email notifying you that the tour is ready. It will also include the unbranded tour link that you can easily copy and paste and put it directly into your MLS. The tour is also uploaded to YouTube for you automatically. You can also log into your Paradigm account and access all of your tours if you wanted to create your own tours, edit any of your existing tours, maybe get a link to all of your inventory. All of that is available to you in your Paradigm Edge account. There's also a mobile agent app that is available to you to download, and it's all part of an added benefit with being part of our company. We encourage you to take advantage of your Paradigm account, download the app, and utilize it as part of your marketing. What's nice now is that you can also include video into all of your tours too. Paradigm has one of the best customer support teams in the industry, and if you need or have any question regarding any of your tours through Paradigm or accessing your account, feel free to call them at their telephone number, which is 800-873-0000. And that's also available on their website and on our intranet. We also host a monthly webinar specifically for Berkshire Hathaway HomeServices sales professionals with Paradigm. The next one is Wednesday, May 18th from 1 to 1:30, and this one is actually making changes to automatically created tours. You can register for this webinar at FloridaRealtyTraining.com. Pop-a-Note is another feature that we offer as an added benefit with our company. And Pop-a-Note is a conversational marketing tool, and it is essentially a drip email marketing system to help you build relationships. It allows you to stay in touch with fun and interesting facts that are either pop culture related or real estate related. They're all professionally written and fully editable, and you can schedule them to be sent automatically, or you can log into your account and manually send them, whichever is easier for you. You can include up to 50 of your contacts company paid. So you can take advantage of your News Hub through your Pop-a-Note account, and if you have any questions on that, please let me know. Training videos are available on FloridaRealtyTraining.com. RPR. I love RPR. If you haven't utilized your RPR account, I highly encourage you to do so as well. RPR is provided to you in conjunction with the National Association of Realtors. This is where you have access, only realtors have access to this amazing property data that includes market reports, trends, it includes any market activity, all of the statistics surrounding not only neighborhoods but also specific properties. If you're going on a listing appointment or working with a buyer, you absolutely want to log into RPR and pull up the property or neighborhood that you're looking into. And there is also a phenomenal mobile app that you also want to take advantage of and download on your smartphone. We also partner with RPR because we have our own branded broker tools embedded in all of our reports in RPR as part of our company. And we also host a monthly webinar on RPR specifically for our sales professionals. The next one is Friday, May 13th from 11 to 12. And the topic this month is RPR Mobile, Big Data, Powerful Reports. You can register for this monthly webinar at FloridaRealtyTraining.com. We also offer personal concierge service to all of our buyers and sellers, where you can send your customers to FloridaRealtyConcierge.com or just provide them with the phone number, and they are happy to assist your customers with all of their buying and selling needs, such as moving services, telephone, internet, cable. They have all of the local information, making their move as easy as possible. And this allows you to free up your time to do what you do best, which is assist in the buying and selling of real estate. Our concierge service is there for your customers to assist them with setting up their connections, their home security systems, comparing options of their local utility partners in the area. So again, we offer this service. We highly encourage you to take advantage of this as well. I mentioned FloridaRealtyTraining.com a lot. This is where I manage all of our monthly training offerings that I just talked about through this website, where you can sign up and register for our webinars. And this is offered to you from a company standpoint. So all of our Berkshire Hathaway HomeServices Florida Realty sales professionals are encouraged to check out this website on a monthly basis, see what is allowable within your schedule, and hopefully take advantage of the training and assistance that's available to you. So BHHSresource.com is the intranet for all of the Berkshire Hathaway HomeServices affiliates nationwide. All of those 42,000 sales professionals have a BHHSresource.com account. The affiliate assistance hotline is there for you Monday through Friday from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. to answer any question you may have on the Resource Center. And if you don't have your account already, you will very shortly for our new members in our Melbourne office, which should be available on May 10th. For everybody else, you should already have your login to the Resource Center, and if you don't, please call the Affiliate Assistance Hotline, and they're happy to assist you. Whenever you first log into the Resource Center, you want to make sure that you set up your profile right here. You're going to want to set up your profile in 3 different places the first time you log into the Resource Center, and the home page is being one of them. There's also access to a Love Your Home sweepstakes information, which I hope that all of you are taking advantage of, because the sweepstakes in conjunction with HGTV runs from now through June 17th. There is a link under the resource links to the Marketing Resource Center. The Marketing Resource Center, actually before I go there, I also want to mention that affiliate map that I showed you with all the 42,000 sales professionals and 1,200 offices in 47 states is updated on a regular basis and is accessible in a PDF directly on the homepage from the Resource Center. That's a nice piece for you to have and take with you when you're talking to your customers about our network. In Marketing Resource, It is your one-stop online location for all of your marketing materials. They're branded, professionally designed for just listed, just sold properties that integrates with your MLS, which will automatically pull in your MLS listings, property information, updates, descriptions, and then you just select the card that you want to send out, whether it's a just listed, just sold, open house, and send it to your database. There's all kinds of templates available to you, including a newsletter template. So if you ever thought that you wanted to stay in touch with your customers with a monthly newsletter, you can absolutely use Talking Real Estate, which is a monthly newsletter that is professionally written and designed specifically for Berkshire Hathaway sales professionals, where you can log in, edit, customize if you want to, or send out as is to your database on a monthly basis. There's also access to the BHHS mobile video app. This is a really cool way to integrate marketing resource with videos that you create directly on your smartphone. You would create a video, save it in the program in the app, and it will automatically appear in the Marketing Resource Center that you can then use to integrate with your e-cards or your other tools. You also want to make sure that you're taking advantage of the networking groups that are available within bhhsresource.com. To find those network groups, you would go to My Profile from the home page, scroll down to the bottom, and check the networking groups that are available to you, such as the ones on the screen. And then there's also the networking groups section navigation tool on the left-hand side of the Resource Center, where you can actually connect with those networking groups and export those networking groups, whichever one you are interested in being a part of, and utilize them as part of your marketing. If I were marketing to other equestrian realtors, or if I had a listing with an equestrian property, I would want to make sure that I had access to this database and share this with my seller or potential seller when I'm on a listing appointment, that you have access to all of the equestrian sales professionals throughout the Berkshire Hathaway network, that you will let them know that their property is now available in case they had somebody that may be interested in that property in Florida. You have access to all of this through the Resource Center. One of the other things that Berkshire Hathaway offers is the commercial resource. The commercial resource is available to you as an added benefit if you do any commercial real estate. This has a dashboard with all of the forms branded to Berkshire Hathaway within the commercial real estate space. It also allows you to upload any commercial properties that you may have listed and share them on the bhhscre.com, which is the national website for commercial services. The Commercial Services Division also syndicates their listings to all of these popular commercial real estate networks. Back to the home page. Back to the Resource Center, there's the Lead Resource Center. And the Lead Resource link takes you to the Lead Resource Center. And this is where you also want to make sure that you edit your profile. Once you edit your profile, you can manage all of your contracts, manage all of your contacts, and this is where you would actually manage leads that would come in from the national website at BerkshireHathawayHS.com. You can send a quick email to your customers. You can create action plans. There's hundreds and hundreds of action plans that are professionally written and designed for your buyers and sellers and potential customers directly within the Lead Resource Center. There's neighborhood reports that are available, as well as the Seller Advantage. Seller Advantage is unique specifically for Berkshire Hathaway HomeServices affiliates. There's listing presentation reports, listing activity reports, market activity reports, and this is where you can create lifelong customers by providing ongoing real-time market updates. There's also the Learn Center resource, and the Learn Center resource is under the resource link as well. And whenever you get to the Learn Center resource, every month they post their calendar of all the classes that are available for that month, or if it gets towards the end of the month, for the following month. All you do is click on that calendar and you'll be able to quickly and easily see all of the classes that are available to you. I just saw this one yesterday I thought was of interest, and this one is scheduled for Wednesday, May 25th, and it is called Social Media, Facebook Advertising for the Real Estate Expert. So if you wanted to get a little bit brushed up on Facebook advertising, you may want to register for this webinar in the Learn Center resource. And once you register, you will get reminded, and it can go on your calendar from there. Keep in mind that all of the times that are listed are in Pacific Standard Time because Berkshire Hathaway headquarters is located in Irvine, California. So if it says that the webinar is from 11 a.m. to 12 p.m., that means that it is 2 p.m. to 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Well, 1, 2, yes, that's correct. So every month they offer different classes. The Learn Center has monthly webinars on the Action Plan Manager, Contact Manager, Contract Manager, Neighborhood Reports, Seller Advantage, Listing Presentation, Data List, Social Media 101. So check back frequently and make sure that you do sign up for at least 1 or 2 classes every month so you can stay abreast of the technology and the tools that are available to you to help you grow your business. We created a helpful links guide, and all of the information that we talked about today is available in a digital magazine format specifically for you at FloridaRealtyMarketing.com. You can download the PDF and have it access it as you wish and as a reference. And one of the pages that's included in there is this Helpful Links tab. It has links to all of our resources that are available to you in a quick and easy format. I will make sure that I will email you just that document so you have it at your fingertips whenever you need it. We do have a lot of sites and tools that we offer from a company standpoint. That's why we created this password keeper. So as a resource for you as well, after the class today, I'll email you all of this, a password keeper sheet too, so you can keep all of your passwords in one place with contact telephone numbers and the direct line as a reference. Just as a reminder, we host Impact Day every other month, and our next Impact Day webinar is Wednesday, June 1st from 10:30 to 12:30, and you can register for Impact Day at FloridaRealtyTraining.com. And Impact Day is where we invite all of our sales professionals from around the state on a high-level overview of our company and all of our departments. We hear from one of our vice presidents. We hear from the head of our relocation and referral department, and we also hear from our title company, and I also review all of the marketing and e-commerce tools as well. So if you've never attended our Impact Day webinar, I encourage you to sign up for it. It is the link is available at FloridaRealtyTraining.com, or even if you have attended Impact Day before but you haven't in a while, I also encourage you to do so as well. So thank you for attending the Marketing Overview webinar today. I know we went through a lot of information, but please keep in mind that anytime you have a question on any of our tools or resources, you can always reach out to us, to your branch manager, to your branch office administrator, or any of our support centers of where our preferred partners are with, and we're happy to assist you. So I'm just going to take a minute and go through some questions and see if I can answer any questions for anybody. Okay, it looks like we're all good. Again, we did record today's session, and I'll make sure that you have the link available as well. So thank you for attending today. Stay productive and stay positive.